Welcome to St. Louis on the Air. I'm Sarah Fenske. What do you get when you combine Valerie Bertinelli, master baker Duff Goldman, and 9 positively adorable young people who are fully comfortable in the kitchen? It's Kids Baking Championship, of course. The 7th season of the beloved Food Network show has its finale next Monday night. And among the competitors will be 13-year-old Tarek Husseini, who lives in Ladue. Joining us today to talk baking is Tarek Husseini. Tarek, welcome to the show.
Hello, thank you for having me.
So first, congratulations on making it to the finals. Last night was pretty intense.
It was very intense, but it was also a lot of fun.
Now, it seemed like you completely had it in the bag, and then all of a sudden, there you were on the elimination block. Were you worried it was all over?
I was a little worried that my ice cream would be the thing that got me out. But even if I got out, I would still be proud I made it that far.
I mean, and it is amazing. I mean, you have had a terrific run on the show, and the judges have praised what you've been doing. Have you been enjoying this so far, or has it been nerve-wracking?
It's been a lot of fun so far because I've gotten a lot of attention and recognition, and I also really like to recreate everything I've made on the show.
So you've been making it home for friends and family?
Yeah, I've just been recreating like my pies and my cakes and my cupcakes.
I feel like your friends and family are very lucky people. We got some audio from the elimination last night. Let's give that a listen.
Tarek, your night sky blueberry pie was cute and tasty, but the biggest problem we had was with your ice cream. It was overchurned and a little icy. And Val questioned the bits of peach that created an unpleasant texture.
Taylor, your apple caramel pie was full of flavor and color, but it did not have enough pie crust. And the crust that it did have was too blonde and crumbly.
You should both be proud for making it so far in this competition. It's not easy. I wish we could send everyone to the finale, but it's not how it works. Unfortunately, the baker leaving us today is Taylor. So sorry, Taylor. You're a wonderful and talented baker.
So that was from last night's semifinals. It is so intense. What was going through your mind when you were standing there?
At first, I was just accepting that I would be out. I was terrified, but then my brain kind of just turned off a little bit, and I just stood there motionless, just accepting the fact that if I got out, I would definitely still be proud of myself that I made it to the semifinals.
You knew you'd had a good run no matter what happened. Now, when they chose Taylor to send home instead, you were the first person to go there and give her a big hug.
Yes, because she felt horrible, and I wanted to make her feel better because I was also right next to her. And
so overall, what was your relationship like with the competitors on the show? Were you guys cutthroat with each other?
No, we actually became really good friends really quickly. So like the first day we all met up, we all talked about what we like to bake, what our interests are, and after we did a little bit of preparation things, we all went to the Santa Monica Pier and hung out.
So you were in Los Angeles to film the show. You were there for quite some time.
Yeah, I was in Los Angeles for a month.
Wow. So this was a pretty big time commitment there. And you must have really gotten to know these other kids really well while you're hanging out.
Definitely.
You got to go to the Santa Monica Pier. Anything else you got to do that was cool beyond, of course, being a baking star?
We went to Venice Beach. We explored some shops. We took a tour around LA. We went out to eat, and we spent a lot of time on set.
So we've got a little bit of audio from your debut in the show, which aired in the beginning of August, and this is when you were tasked with a chocolate cake challenge. I will say this one just completely cracks me up. Let's give that a listen.
Does anyone have the powdered sugar?
I do.
Can I use it?
Yeah, sure. I love chocolate. Chocolate loves me.
My name is Tarek. I'm 13 years old and I'm from St. Louis, Missouri. I've been baking with my mom since I was like 5 or 6, but now I'm better than her. She admits it too, so I mean, I can say that, right? When I'm not baking, I love to play violin, the piano, and build things. And one time I even built the Kids Baking Championship set. It was awesome. I made the workstations with the mixers. I made the judging table with Duff and Val. I even made a little mini version of me, hoping that I would be on the show. I am super excited to get chocolate because I make a really good chocolate cake.
So that's Tarek Husseini on the first episode of this season's Kids Baking Championship. I got to ask, first of all, does your mom really admit that you're better than her at baking?
Yes.
Yes? I'm going to have to check that with her after the show, make sure she really says that. But you're also a super fan of the show. You made a Food Network kitchen out of Legos?
I did. I wanted to get on the show and I wanted to impress the people. And I just decided, why not? So I took some spare pieces I had around. Yeah, I call them spare pieces, but they have tons. And I put them together and I built the set with me on it.
And did you then send that to them as part of your audition?
I sent them photos and I also, it was in a video I had to take.
So was it a hard process to convince them that, yeah, you're the guy who should be on this show?
It honestly wasn't that hard because I just had to act like myself, which is actually easy because I am myself.
That's right.
And I just had to have fun and just be like, I'm the right choice because I'm fun.
And you are. We got to see that throughout the course of this season. I will say I'm so jealous of your cool. In last night's semifinals, the judges threw this curveball halfway through the competition. You have this amazing pie. You know you're doing awesome with it. And all of a sudden they're like, yeah, everybody's got to make ice cream too. Everybody was completely freaking out and you were not at all. What allows you to keep calm in moments like that?
So I had very good time management because I did my pie filling at the same time as my crust because I'm a good multitasker. So I knew that my pie was almost done, so I had time to make my ice cream. And I've made ice cream before, and I thought it was good. So I was definitely scared to use the giant ice cream machines because I've never used them before. I mean, none of us have.
Yeah, this is something you'd never used before. You're having to do it on national TV. I would have been like, that's it. I'm throwing down my apron. I'm out. You weren't tempted at all.
No, because I wanted to make it to the finale.
And you did indeed do that. And that's going to be coming up next week. So I know you can't tell us what happened. I promised everyone that I wouldn't try to twist your arm on that. But suffice it to say, we should all tune in next week to see what goes down.
Yes.
And
Definitely.
then in the meantime, I guess while I've got you here, I do just have one more question I want to ask. And that is, what is the one thing you've learned on this show that could help those of us who are absolutely awful bakers?
I would say make sure you have all the proportions right. So if you take out a liquid to add something in, like for example, if you want to make lemon cupcakes but you can't find a recipe, when you have a vanilla recipe, you take some of the milk out and maybe put in lemon juice instead. And so keep the proportions balanced. But also, if you don't know what you're doing, we didn't have recipes, but use your recipe. Definitely don't stray away if you don't know what you're doing.
Because we can't all do what you're doing on Kids Baking Championship, that's for sure.
Some people could.
Yeah, some people could. I can speak for myself. I could not. So, Tarek Husseini, good luck to you next week.
Thank you.
And thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
This is St. Louis on the Air on St. Louis Public Radio, 90.7 KWMU.
Support comes from the Missouri Forest Products Association, saluting Earth Day on April 22nd with an ongoing commitment to help offset carbon emissions with sustainable harvesting of Missouri forests. Details at choosewood.com.